The internet didn't just react, it erupted. One post, one video, one grieving widow's tearful appearance, and suddenly timelines were flooded with rage, sympathy, disbelief, and accusations flying in every direction. At the center of the firestorm, a woman the world thought it understood, Erica Kirk, now being labeled everything from heartbroken survivor to master manipulator in the court of public opinion. Fans are shocked, emotions ran high, and within hours, the family was left divided. What started as a somber tribute quickly spiraled into something no one saw coming. Late last night, a video surfaced, grainy, emotional, and raw, showing Erica, black-clad and visibly shaken, addressing the camera with trembling hands. Her voice cracked as she spoke about loss, about grief, about how nothing will ever be the same. At first, the comment section filled with candles, broken heart emojis, and messages of support. Viewers cried with her. Influencers stitched the clip, praising her strength and bravery. But then, something shifted. A single comment rose to the top. Then another. And another. Why is she smiling? Did you hear what she said at the 2-minute mark? That timeline doesn't add up. Within minutes, amateur detectives were dissecting every frame. Screenshots circulated. Old clips resurfaced. A past argument, once forgotten, suddenly looked damning under a new light. Fans who once defended Erica now demanded answers, while others doubled down, insisting she was being unfairly attacked in her darkest hour. And just when the outrage seemed to peak, a shocking allegation dropped, whispered at first, then screamed across platforms. A former family friend came forward. "I couldn't stay silent anymore," the source claimed in a now viral post. "Not after what I've seen." That's when the narrative exploded. Was Erica a grieving widow caught in an unforgiving spotlight, or was there something she wasn't telling the world? Why were relatives suddenly unfollowing her? Why did a cryptic message from a supposed insider end with the words, "The truth always comes out"? As reaction videos stacked up by the hour, one thing became clear: this wasn't just internet gossip anymore. This was a full-blown digital reckoning, with alliances forming, accusations escalating, and reputations hanging by a thread. And you're about to hear the story the way it unfolded, twist by twist, tear by tear, as private grief turned into public spectacle, and the internet decided it was judge, jury, and executioner. Because once the internet explodes, there's no putting the pieces back together. The night the video went live, Erica sat alone in her living room with the lights dimmed low, her phone balanced against a stack of old books, the red recording dot blinking like a warning she chose to ignore. Her eyes were swollen, her voice uneven, and every breath sounded like it hurt. When she pressed upload, she believed she was finally telling her side of the story, finally honoring the man she said she had loved more than anything. Within minutes, notifications exploded. At first it was sympathy, endless messages saying "Stay strong, we're praying for you, you're so brave." Erica wiped tears from her cheeks and whispered thank you to a room that suddenly felt less empty. But the calm didn't last. Not even an hour later, the tone shifted, sharp and sudden, like a storm rolling in without warning. People began replaying the video, slowing it down, zooming in. Someone posted a clip pointing out a moment where Erica paused too long before answering a question she had written herself on a piece of paper. Another person claimed her eyes darted away from the camera when she mentioned the night her husband passed. Fans are shocked, the comments read, because what was once seen as grief now looked rehearsed. Erica refreshed her screen again and again, her heart pounding harder each time. She told herself it was just trolls, bored strangers with nothing better to do. But then a familiar name appeared in the comments, someone she hadn't spoken to in months, someone who knew too much. The message was short but devastating. "This isn't the whole truth, and you know it." Erica's hands began to shake. She called her sister Lena immediately, her voice cracking as she asked if she had seen what people were saying. Lena hesitated, which only made things worse. "I think you should log off for tonight," Lena said carefully. "People are getting intense." Erica snapped back, emotions ran high, accusing her own sister of not defending her. "They're tearing me apart and you're telling me to sleep?" she shouted before hanging up. Across town, Lena stared at her phone, torn between loyalty and fear, because she too had noticed the inconsistencies everyone else was now talking about. By morning, reaction videos were everywhere. Thumbnails screamed "Widow exposed," "Truth revealed," "Internet demands answers." Erica's name trended non-stop, mixed with hashtags calling for accountability. Old clips from years ago resurfaced, including a live stream where Erica joked about being free one day, a comment that now took on a darker meaning. Critics called it a red flag. Supporters insisted it was taken out of context. The family was left divided as cousins unfollowed each other publicly, and friends issued vague statements about needing time to process everything. Erica locked herself in her bedroom, scrolling until her eyes burned, whispering to herself that she never asked for this. Then came the first accusation. A former close friend named Mia posted a long thread claiming Erica had been performing grief, even before the funeral. Mia wrote about private conversations, about laughter that came too quickly, about plans Erica allegedly made while everyone else was still mourning. The internet latched on instantly. Screenshots of Mia's post spread like wildfire, and suddenly Erica wasn't just a grieving widow, she was a suspect in the court of public opinion. Betrayal trended alongside her name. Erica read every word, her chest tightening, remembering nights she had cried on Mia's shoulder, secrets they had shared. She wanted to scream that Mia was lying, that she was twisting pain into clicks. Her phone rang again, this time her mother. The older woman's voice trembled as she asked, "Is any of this true?" Erica felt something break inside her. "How can you even ask me that?" she sobbed. Her mother replied softly, "Because everyone is asking me, and I don't know what to say." Silence filled the line, heavy and unforgiving. In that moment, Erica realized the damage was no longer just online. It was seeping into every relationship, every memory, every quiet corner of her life. As the day dragged on, another twist emerged. An anonymous source contacted a popular drama channel claiming to have evidence, texts and voice notes that would change everything. The channel teased the drop for hours, building anticipation while Erica paced her room, panic setting in. She drafted statements and deleted them. She considered going live again but feared making things worse. When the video finally premiered, tens of thousands tuned in. The host spoke slowly, dramatically, reading messages that suggested Erica had argued violently with her husband weeks before his death. Emotions ran high in the chat, people typing in all caps, demanding explanations, demanding justice. Erica watched the stream in horror, recognizing fragments of private conversations stripped of context. She screamed at the screen, insisting they were misunderstandings, but no one could hear her. Her brother Marcus burst into the room, his face pale. "We need to talk," he said. "Reporters are calling. They're outside Mom's house." Erica collapsed onto the bed, sobbing uncontrollably. Marcus confessed that he had spoken to someone earlier, trying to protect the family, but his words might have been twisted too. Another crack formed in the fragile bond holding them together. Night fell again, but sleep was impossible. Erica recorded another video, this time raw and angry, denying everything. She accused the internet of cruelty, of turning grief into entertainment. Some viewers sympathized, saying enough is enough. Others mocked her tone, calling it defensive, calculated. Fans are shocked by how quickly empathy turned into outrage. As views climbed into the millions, Erica realized there was no controlling the narrative anymore. Every tear, every word, every silence was being judged. The part that hurt most was seeing old supporters switch sides. Usernames she recognized commented things like, "I believed you once," and "This doesn't feel right anymore." Erica whispered apologies to a screen that showed no mercy. In a private group chat, extended family members argued late into the night, some insisting Erica was innocent, others saying the truth needed to come out no matter the cost. The family was left divided, lines drawn where love once stood. As dawn approached, Erica sat on the floor surrounded by crumpled notes and half-written statements. She knew this was only the beginning. More people would speak, more secrets would surface. The internet was hungry, and it wasn't done yet. Somewhere, someone else was preparing to tell their version of events, and Erica could feel it coming like an inevitable wave, ready to crash and pull her under as the story spiraled even further out of control. By mid-morning the next day, the tension had thickened into something almost unbearable. Erica's phone buzzed non-stop, vibrating across the floor like it had a life of its own. She ignored most of the calls, but one notification stopped her cold. It was a message request from someone using a name she hadn't seen in years, someone tied directly to the night everything went wrong. Her stomach dropped as she opened it. The message read, "I'm tired of protecting you." That was all. No explanation, no context, just a threat hanging in the air. Erica pressed her palm to her mouth, trying to steady her breathing, knowing deep down that whatever came next would be worse than anything she had faced so far. Within hours, that same name appeared in a new interview clip circulating online. The person's face was half-shadowed, voice distorted, but the implication was clear. They claimed Erica's public grief didn't match what happened behind closed doors. They spoke about arguments that turned ugly, about nights neighbors allegedly heard shouting, about a marriage that wasn't as perfect as Erica once portrayed. Fans are shocked as the clip spread faster than anyone could control. Reaction channels paused every sentence, replayed every word, dissecting tone and pauses as if they were clues in a crime documentary. Erica slammed her laptop shut, tears streaming down her face. "They're lying," she whispered to no one. Marcus knocked softly before entering, his expression heavy. "We can't ignore this anymore," he said. "People are believing them." Erica snapped back, emotions ran high, accusing him of doubting her too. "You think I did something?" she yelled. Marcus raised his hands defensively, his voice breaking. "I don't know what to think anymore, and that's the problem." His words hung between them, sharp and painful, and for the first time Erica felt truly alone in her own family. Outside, paparazzi camped near the house, shouting questions whenever someone opened the door. Erica's mother refused to leave her bedroom, overwhelmed by calls from relatives asking what was real and what wasn't. An aunt posted a cryptic status saying, "Blood doesn't excuse the truth," which only fueled more speculation. The family was left divided, and every public move made things worse. When Erica's cousin liked a comment criticizing her, screenshots exploded across social media, framed as proof that even her own family was turning against her. That afternoon, Erica decided to confront the narrative head-on. She went live without warning, her face bare, eyes red, voice shaking with fury and despair. "You don't know me," she said directly into the camera. "You don't know what I lived through." She accused former friends of betrayal, calling them opportunists feeding on tragedy. Some viewers applauded her courage, typing hearts and words of support. Others flooded the chat with accusations, demanding she answer specific questions about timelines and messages. The live stream devolved into chaos, moderators struggling to keep up as insults and theories flew by. Then came another devastating twist. A leaked voicemail began circulating, allegedly recorded weeks before her husband's death. In it, a woman who sounded like Erica could be heard crying, then suddenly laughing, then saying a line that many interpreted as chilling. The audio was unclear, but that didn't stop the internet from making up its mind. Betrayal trended again, louder this time. Erica listened to the clip over and over, recognizing her own voice but not the moment, not the context. She insisted it had been edited, manipulated, taken from a completely different situation. No one wanted to hear it. Mia returned to social media with another post, doubling down on her claims. She described Erica as controlled and calculated, saying she had warned people before but was ignored. Supporters of Erica accused Mia of clout chasing, while critics hailed her as brave. Emotions ran high as comment sections turned into battlegrounds. Erica typed out a response to Mia at least 10 times, deleting it every time. Finally, she sent a private message instead, begging her to stop. Mia replied with one sentence. "The truth hurts." As night fell again, Erica's mental state unraveled. She paced the house, replaying memories, questioning herself, wondering how everything had slipped so far out of control. She remembered arguments that ended in silence, moments she wished she could redo. Guilt mixed with anger, creating a storm inside her she couldn't escape. Marcus found her sitting on the kitchen floor, staring blankly at the wall. "You need help," he said gently. Erica laughed bitterly. "From who? The internet?" He didn't respond. The next morning brought another shock. A legal analyst posted a long video outlining potential implications of the allegations, careful to say nothing was proven but emphasizing how serious everything looked. Mainstream blogs picked it up, using dramatic headlines that blurred speculation with fact. Erica's name was now associated with words she never imagined seeing beside it. Sponsors quietly distanced themselves. An old brand deal page vanished overnight. Erica noticed immediately, the financial reality hitting her hard. This wasn't just reputation anymore. This was survival. A former neighbor came forward, claiming they had heard loud arguments late at night. The neighbor admitted they never called anyone, never thought it was serious, but now felt guilty. The story added another layer to the growing pile of accusations. Erica screamed into a pillow, overwhelmed by how many people suddenly remembered things once it was convenient. Fans are shocked by how fast strangers became witnesses, each adding their own version to the narrative. By the end of that day, Erica released a written statement through a small legal firm, denying all allegations and warning against harassment. It was calm, measured, nothing like her emotional videos. Some saw it as smart. Others called it cold. The contrast only deepened suspicion. Her mother finally emerged from her room, tears in her eyes, asking Erica if there was anything she needed to know before standing by her publicly. Erica hesitated just a second too long. That hesitation said more than any words could. Late that night, Erica received another message, this time with an attachment. When she opened it, her breath caught. It was something she never expected to see shared, something deeply personal, something that could change everything if it went public. Her hands trembled as she realized someone else was about to speak, someone with nothing left to lose. Erica looked at the clock, knowing the next part of this nightmare was already in motion, and there would be no stopping it once it began. Erica sat frozen, staring at the attachment on her phone, her mind racing faster than her thoughts could keep up. It was a series of messages, time-stamped, detailed, and impossible to explain away with a simple denial. They were between her and someone she had sworn would never speak. Someone from her past who knew every crack in the story she had tried so hard to hold together. Her chest tightened as she scrolled, realizing how easily words written in private could be turned into weapons in public. She whispered to herself that this couldn't be happening, that there had to be some way to stop what was coming next. Across the internet, speculation was already escalating. Drama channels teased another bombshell, claiming they had been contacted by a new source with direct receipts. Fans are shocked at how quickly the story kept evolving, each twist more unsettling than the last. Erica's supporters begged people to wait for facts, while critics insisted the pattern was too clear to ignore. Emotions ran high as live chats filled with arguments, people fighting strangers as if the outcome personally mattered to them. Erica watched it all unfold, feeling like her life had turned into a show she never agreed to star in. She called her lawyer in a panic, her voice barely coherent as she explained what she'd received. He told her to stay silent, to stop posting, to let the statement stand. Erica laughed bitterly at the idea of silence helping now. "They're rewriting my life," she said. "They're deciding who I am." The lawyer warned her that anything emotional could be used against her, that the court of public opinion was ruthless and unforgiving. She hung up feeling more trapped than ever. The next morning, the attachment became public. Someone leaked it before Erica could prepare, before she could respond. Screenshots flooded social media, blurred just enough to feel authentic, clear enough to spark outrage. People dissected every line, every emoji, every pause between messages. Some interpreted them as proof of manipulation, others as a woman venting in private during a troubled marriage. The internet didn't agree on what they meant, but it agreed on one thing. This changed everything. Mia reappeared again, posting a short video this time, her face stern, her tone controlled. She said she never wanted things to go this far but felt vindicated. "This is why I spoke up," she said. "Because I knew eventually it would all come out." Fans are shocked by how confident Mia appeared, as if she had been waiting for this moment. Erica watched the video in disbelief, remembering how Mia once cried with her, promised loyalty no matter what. The sense of betrayal cut deeper than any comment ever could. Inside the house, tension boiled over. Marcus confronted Erica in the hallway, holding his phone out. "Is this real?" he asked quietly. Erica tried to explain, stumbling over words, saying the messages were taken out of context, written during one of the worst times of her life. Marcus listened, his jaw tight, then shook his head. "You should have told us," he said. "We defended you without knowing." Erica snapped back, emotions ran high, accusing him of abandoning her when she needed him most. Voices echoed through the house until their mother screamed for them to stop, collapsing into tears as she begged for peace. Online, people noticed everything. A brief clip of Marcus leaving the house circulated with captions suggesting a family fallout. Bloggers speculated that Erica's inner circle was crumbling. The family was left divided not just emotionally but publicly, their private pain turned into content for millions. Erica retreated to her room again, locking the door, feeling like the walls were closing in. Then another unexpected voice entered the conversation. A former co-worker from years ago gave an interview claiming Erica had always been intense and controlling. The co-worker admitted they hadn't spoken in a long time but felt compelled to share their experience. Critics praised the courage, supporters questioned the relevance. Fans are shocked at how many people suddenly remembered negative stories once Erica's name became controversial. Erica screamed in frustration, asking why no one remembered her kindness, her generosity, the times she helped others when cameras weren't around. The pressure mounted as mainstream outlets began summarizing the drama, careful with language but heavy with implication. Headlines framed Erica as a mystery, a question mark, a woman at the center of something dark and unresolved. Erica realized the story was no longer confined to niche corners of the internet. It had spilled into a wider audience that didn't know her at all, people who would only ever see her through these fragments. One night, unable to take it anymore, Erica recorded a private audio message meant only for herself. She spoke about exhaustion, about feeling hunted, about wishing she could rewind time. She admitted fears she never voiced out loud, doubts she buried deep. When she finished, she deleted it immediately, terrified of what would happen if even that somehow escaped. Paranoia settled in, making her question everyone around her. Meanwhile, a popular influencer announced an exclusive interview with the anonymous source who first hinted at having evidence. The teaser promised context you haven't heard yet. Anticipation built like a ticking clock. Erica felt sick, knowing each new reveal chipped away at her ability to defend herself. She wondered if the truth, whatever it was, even mattered anymore. Narratives had been chosen, sides picked, and the noise was too loud for nuance. As the interview dropped, the source claimed Erica knew more about her husband's state of mind than she ever admitted publicly. They stopped short of direct accusations but suggested negligence, emotional manipulation, things that lived in gray areas impossible to disprove. Emotions ran high as viewers argued over intent versus impact. Erica watched in silence, her face expressionless, tears sliding down slowly as she realized how easily implication could ruin a life. Late that night, Erica's mother knocked on her door. She sat beside her on the bed, holding her hand. "I love you," she said softly. "But I need to know if there's anything else." Erica closed her eyes, torn between confession and self-preservation. She said nothing. The silence was heavier than any accusation. Her mother nodded sadly, understanding more from what wasn't said than what was. As dawn approached again, Erica stared out the window, watching the sky lighten, knowing the storm was far from over. More voices were lining up. More stories waited to be told. And somewhere out there, someone else held a piece of the puzzle that could either finally clear her name or destroy what little remained. The internet wasn't done, and Erica could feel the next wave coming, unstoppable, ready to pull everything even deeper into chaos. The next wave hit harder than anyone expected. Just as people thought the story had reached its peak, a late-night post from an account with no profile picture reignited everything. The message was simple, almost calm, but its impact was explosive. "I was there that night." Within minutes, the post was shared thousands of times. Fans are shocked as speculation spiraled instantly, with everyone asking the same question. "There where?" Erica saw the post while refreshing her feed obsessively, and the color drained from her face. She knew exactly who it could be, and the fear that rose inside her was unlike anything she had felt before. The anonymous account followed up with a long thread, describing fragments of a night that had already been torn apart by rumor. They spoke about tension in the house, about silence that felt heavier than shouting, about Erica pacing while her husband stayed locked in another room. The account claimed they left before anything final happened, but the implication was clear enough to feed the outrage machine. Emotions ran high as people filled in the gaps themselves, creating scenarios darker than anything written. Erica threw her phone across the room, screaming that this was all lies, but the internet didn't hear screams, it only saw text. Marcus confronted her again, this time with anger he could no longer hide. "Tell me right now," he demanded, "was someone else there that night?" Erica hesitated, her eyes darting away for a split second before she shook her head. "No," she said, too quickly. Marcus stepped back, hurt flashing across his face. "Then why does it feel like you're hiding something from all of us?" he asked. Erica broke down, sobbing, insisting she was protecting everyone, that some things didn't belong to the public. Marcus replied quietly, "But the public already decided without you." Meanwhile, the anonymous account announced they would be speaking live soon. The countdown began, hours ticking away as anticipation built. Reaction channels went into overdrive, creating theories, inviting guests, speculating wildly. Fans are shocked by how much power an unknown voice suddenly held. Erica's lawyer urged her again to stay silent, but Erica felt suffocated. Silence felt like guilt now. She wanted to scream the truth, whatever it was, but fear kept her frozen. When the live finally began, tens of thousands watched. The voice was familiar enough to make Erica's heart race, but altered just enough to remain hidden. The person claimed they were a family acquaintance, someone trusted, someone who had seen Erica at her best and worst. They said Erica wasn't evil, but she wasn't honest either. They described her as a woman who wanted control over every narrative, even in grief. The chat exploded. Some people felt sympathy. Others felt validated. The family was left divided once more as relatives privately messaged each other, arguing over whether this voice could be trusted. Erica watched the live stream in silence, gripping a pillow to her chest. When the source ended with, "I'm done protecting her," Erica knew the damage was irreversible. Moments later, her phone lit up with messages from distant relatives, old friends, even people she barely remembered. Some asked if she was okay. Others demanded explanations. A few simply said goodbye. Erica realized how quickly people could walk away when doubt replaced loyalty. The following day brought another twist. Leaked emails surfaced, allegedly between Erica and a crisis consultant she had contacted shortly after her husband's death. The emails discussed managing public perception, timing statements, and controlling narratives. Nothing illegal, nothing uncommon for public figures, but the optics were devastating. Critics seized on the word strategy, calling her grief manufactured. Supporters argued that anyone under public scrutiny would do the same. Emotions ran high as the debate raged, but Erica felt sick knowing how cold the messages looked when stripped of context. Her mother finally spoke publicly in a short statement, saying she loved her daughter and asked for privacy. The statement was brief, neutral, and careful. Fans are shocked by how distant it sounded. Some interpreted it as support, others as quiet doubt. Erica cried when she read it, understanding that even her mother was walking a careful line now, afraid of being dragged into the chaos. Then came the confrontation Erica had been dreading. Lena arrived unannounced, her face tense, eyes tired. She sat across from Erica at the kitchen table, silence stretching between them. "I need you to be honest with me," Lena said softly. Erica stared at her hands. "I've been honest," she replied. Lena shook her head. "No," she said, "you've been selective." The word hit Erica like a slap. Lena explained that people from their past had reached out to her, asking questions she couldn't answer. "I can't defend you if I don't know everything," she said. Erica felt cornered. Anger flared, emotions ran high, and she accused Lena of choosing strangers over her own sister. Lena's voice broke as she replied, "I'm choosing the truth, whatever it is." Tears streamed down both their faces as years of shared history collided with the present disaster. When Lena left, she didn't say goodbye. The sound of the door closing echoed through the house like a final verdict. Online, the narrative shifted again. Some commentators began questioning whether the internet had gone too far. Mental health advocates urged compassion, reminding viewers that grief looks different for everyone. Fans are shocked to see sympathy slowly creeping back into some spaces. Erica noticed it too, but it didn't bring relief. The damage was already done. She had lost trust she might never regain. Then, late one evening, Erica made a decision that would change everything. Without consulting her lawyer, without warning anyone, she posted a long video. It wasn't polished. It wasn't defensive. It was quiet. She admitted to mistakes, to saying things she regretted, to trying to control how the world saw her pain. She stopped short of admitting wrongdoing, but she acknowledged that she hadn't been fully transparent. The internet held its breath. Reactions were immediate and intense. Some praised her honesty, saying it was the first time she sounded real. Others accused her of calculating damage control. Emotions ran high as debates reignited. Erica watched the comments scroll by, numb, unsure if she had just saved herself or sealed her fate. She closed her laptop and sat in silence, knowing that whatever came next would be shaped by this moment. As night settled in, Erica looked around the house that now felt unfamiliar. Photos on the walls reminded her of a life before scrutiny, before suspicion. She wondered if she would ever escape this shadow, or if her name would always be tied to unanswered questions. Somewhere online, people were already preparing their next videos, their next theories. The story was far from over, and Erica could feel it in her bones. The next chapter would be the hardest yet. The fallout from Erica's quiet video confession was immediate and merciless. Within minutes, clips were sliced, captions rewritten, and reactions uploaded faster than anyone could process. Some viewers said they finally saw a human being instead of a character. Others claimed the softness was calculated, another performance designed to win sympathy. Fans are shocked by how the same words could spark completely opposite reactions. Erica sat motionless on the couch, refreshing the page, watching strangers decide who she was in real time. Marcus returned later that night, exhaustion etched into his face. He didn't yell this time. He didn't accuse. He just looked tired. "You should have told us before you told them," he said quietly. Erica tried to explain that she didn't know how, that everything felt like it would explode no matter what she said. Marcus nodded slowly. "Maybe," he replied, "but now we're all paying for it." The distance between them felt wider than ever, filled with unspoken resentment and grief. The next morning, a respected journalist published a long-form piece attempting to untangle the chaos. It presented timelines, contradictions, and perspectives without outright accusations. For the first time, the tone was measured, almost fair. But even that came with consequences. Critics pulled quotes out of context. Supporters highlighted passages that favored Erica. Emotions ran high as people argued over what the article really meant. Erica read it twice, then closed her laptop, unsure whether to feel relieved or exposed. Behind the scenes, pressure mounted. Erica's lawyer warned her that the public narrative was bleeding into legal speculation, that continued oversharing could be dangerous. Brands that once quietly stepped back now made it official, releasing statements about reassessing partnerships. Erica's income shrank overnight. She stared at her bank app in disbelief, realizing how fragile everything had become. Grief had turned into survival mode. Then another voice entered the story, one no one expected. A distant relative of Erica's husband spoke out, claiming Erica had isolated him from parts of his family. The relative admitted they had no proof of wrongdoing, only feelings of exclusion and discomfort. Still, the internet latched on. Fans are shocked at how feelings were being treated as facts. Erica felt sick, remembering family gatherings filled with tension, choices she made thinking she was protecting her marriage, not realizing how they would later be weaponized. Erica's mother finally broke down completely. One afternoon, she called Erica sobbing, saying she couldn't leave the house without being stopped by neighbors asking questions. "I raised you," she cried. "I don't recognize this world anymore." Erica apologized over and over, her voice shaking, promising she never meant for any of this to touch her. But it already had. The family was left divided and wounded, not just by allegations but by the constant spotlight burning holes through their private lives. Online sentiment began to fracture in new ways. Some creators pivoted, criticizing the audience itself for consuming tragedy as entertainment. Others doubled down, insisting accountability mattered more than comfort. Emotions ran high as comment sections turned introspective, with viewers questioning their own roles. Erica noticed fewer outright attacks and more debates, but the noise was still overwhelming. Even reduced hostility felt loud when it never stopped. Late one night, Erica received a message from someone unexpected, her husband's old friend. He said he didn't know what to believe anymore, but he wanted to share something. He described a conversation he had with Erica's husband months before his death, where he admitted feeling lost, pressured, unsure of himself. The message didn't accuse Erica, but it didn't absolve her either. It painted a picture of complexity, of two people struggling. Erica cried as she read it, wishing that complexity had been allowed into the narrative from the beginning. The message leaked days later, despite assurances it would remain private. Once again, Erica felt betrayed. Critics claimed it proved emotional manipulation. Supporters argued it showed shared pain. Fans are shocked by how the same evidence kept being used to argue opposite conclusions. Erica stopped trying to understand public logic. It felt like shouting into a void that answered back with echoes of itself. Lena finally reached out again, sending a simple text. "I don't hate you. I just don't know how to stand next to you right now." Erica stared at the words for a long time before replying, "I understand." It hurt more than anger ever could. The distance felt permanent, carved by doubt and exhaustion rather than rage. As weeks passed, the intensity shifted but never disappeared. Erica became a case study, a symbol, a warning. New scandals tried to replace her, but her name kept resurfacing whenever discussions of internet justice came up. Erica noticed fewer paparazzi outside, fewer urgent calls, but the silence felt eerie, like the calm after something irreversible. She wondered if this was what it meant to be cancelled without a clear verdict. One afternoon, Erica attended therapy for the first time since everything began. She spoke about fear, about control, about how grief twisted her instincts. She admitted she tried to manage pain by managing perception. Saying it out loud felt both terrifying and relieving. For once, there were no comments, no likes, no judgment, just a human listening. Erica left the session feeling lighter and heavier at the same time. Online, a new rumor circulated suggesting Erica was preparing a full tell-all interview. She wasn't, but the speculation alone reignited debate. Fans are shocked by how narratives continued even in the absence of new actions. Erica realized she could do nothing and still be discussed, still be dissected. Control was an illusion she no longer chased. Marcus visited again one evening, quieter, calmer. He admitted he didn't know what the truth was anymore, only that he missed his sister. Erica hugged him tightly, crying into his shoulder. It wasn't forgiveness, but it was connection, fragile and necessary. The family was still divided, but cracks began to soften, edges less sharp than before. As another night fell, Erica sat alone, reflecting on everything she had lost and everything that remained. Her name was still controversial. Questions were still unanswered, but for the first time since the storm began, she felt a strange sense of clarity. The internet might never decide who she truly was, but she would have to. And whatever came next, whatever part of the story remained untold, would unfold whether she was ready or not. And now it's over to you. After everything you've just heard, after every twist, every accusation, every moment where emotions ran high and the family was left divided, the biggest questions are still hanging in the air. Was Erica a grieving widow crushed by an unforgiving internet, or was she someone who tried too hard to control a story that never belonged to her alone? Did the online outrage cross a line, or was it the only way people felt they could demand answers? Fans are shocked because there is no clean ending here, no simple truth wrapped up with a bow, only fragments, perspectives, and a lot of unresolved pain. This is where you come in. You've seen how quickly sympathy turned into suspicion, how support shifted into outrage, how one video can change everything. Now ask yourself, what would you have done if you were in her place? Would you have stayed silent and let others speak for you, or would you have fought back, even if every word was picked apart? Do you think the internet helped uncover the truth, or did it create its own version of reality that no one could escape? Scroll back through your own reactions. Did you believe her at first? Did your opinion change as new voices entered the story? Or are you still undecided, watching from the sidelines as the chaos continues? Your perspective matters here, because stories like this don't survive on facts alone. They survive on attention, on engagement, on people like you choosing to watch, react, and share. If this story made you feel something, shock, anger, confusion, sympathy, then don't stay silent. Hit that like button to let us know this kind of deep, dramatic storytelling resonates with you. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next chapter, because stories like this never truly end, they evolve. And most importantly, drop a comment below. Tell us what you think really happened. Tell us who you believe, or if you think the truth is somewhere in between. Do you think Erica deserves understanding, or accountability? Was the internet right to explode, or did it forget there was a human at the center of it all? Your voice becomes part of the story now, just like everyone else who watched, judged, defended, or accused. Read the comments, reply to others, debate respectfully, because this is where the conversation continues. And remember, today it's her story, but tomorrow it could be anyone's. The line between private pain and public spectacle is thinner than ever, and once it's crossed, there's no going back. So stay curious, stay critical, and stay with us. Like, subscribe, and comment below, because the drama doesn't stop here, and neither does the conversation.